Bitcoin, some saw both a bull and a bear in the same
So
day.
you are the youngest Bitcoin millionaire. We are in the middle of a Bitcoin boom.
Satoshi Nakamoto and Bitcoin.
In a world where every step is tracked, where big data knows more about us than we know about ourselves, there exists a person who has eluded the CIA, the NSA, and the best private investigators. A person who created a currency worth hundreds of billions of dollars, but has never spent a single cent of their fortune. A riddle that has baffled experts, journalists, and enthusiasts worldwide for over a decade. Satoshi Nakamoto, a name known to everyone in the world of cryptocurrencies, but a face no one has seen. The creator of Bitcoin, the person who launched a financial revolution, yet remained in the shadows. Who is he? A lone genius or a group of developers? An idealist dreaming of changing the world, or a pragmatist pursuing their own goals? Today, we'll embark on a journey, following the trail of the most elusive person of the 21st century. We will trace the history of Bitcoin's creation, analyze the most plausible theories about Satoshi's identity, and try to understand why his disappearance has generated more questions than answers. Prepare for a story full of unexpected twists, conspiracy theories, and shocking facts. We will learn how a simple idea of a decentralized currency turned into a multi-billion-dollar industry, and why its creator chose to remain anonymous. I wrote the Bitcoin code and did everything myself until the release. Later, others became involved. Satoshi wrote in one of his rare messages. But who hides behind these lines? A Japanese mathematician, as the name might suggest? A British cryptographer? Or perhaps artificial intelligence? From the first Bitcoin block to Satoshi's last known message, we will analyze every detail to get closer to solving one of the most intriguing mysteries of our time. October 31st, 2008. While most people were preparing to celebrate Halloween, an event occurred in the world of information technology that forever changed the perception of money and financial systems. A message from a user named Satoshi Nakamoto appeared on the little-known cryptography forum metsdoud.com. It contained a link to a document titled Bitcoin, a peer-to-peer electronic cash system. This document, which later became known as the Bitcoin White Paper, described a fundamentally new concept of a decentralized digital currency. Satoshi proposed a system that could function without the involvement of a central governing body, banks, or governments. Instead, the network would be maintained by the users themselves. The idea of Bitcoin was not born in a vacuum. It built upon previous developments in cryptography and digital currencies. Concepts proposed by pioneers like David Chaum, Adam Back, and Nick Szabo form the basis of blockchain technology, which underpins Bitcoin. However, it was Satoshi who managed to combine these ideas into a working system and solve the key problem of double spending without the need for a central authority. On January 3rd, 2009, just 2 months after the publication of the white paper, Satoshi Nakamoto mined the first Bitcoin block, known as the Genesis block. It contained an encrypted phrase from the headline of The Times. The Times 03, Jan 2009, Chancellor on brink of second bailout for banks. This headline referred to the actions of the British government to rescue banks during the 2008 financial crisis. The inclusion of this phrase served not only as a timestamp, but also as a critique of the existing financial system. Satoshi hinted at the need for an alternative, a decentralized currency, not subject to government control and manipulation. This reflected his vision of Bitcoin as a response to the shortcomings of the traditional financial system, particularly in the context of the global economic crisis. The first Bitcoin transaction took place on January 12, 2009, when Satoshi sent 10 BTC to Hal Finney, a renowned cryptographer and one of the first Bitcoin enthusiasts. Finney later recalled, "When Satoshi announced the first release of Bitcoin, I immediately downloaded it. I think I was the first person after Satoshi to run a Bitcoin node." This event marked the beginning of Bitcoin's operation as a real currency. The first year of Bitcoin's existence was a period of testing and debugging. Satoshi actively communicated with other developers, fixed bugs, and improved the code. During this period, he proved himself not only as a brilliant theorist, but also as an experienced practitioner, capable of translating a complex concept into a working system. Interestingly, despite the revolutionary nature of the idea, Bitcoin initially attracted the attention of only a small circle of enthusiasts and was used for settlements within a very narrow circle. The first widely known purchase of a real good with Bitcoin occurred on May 22, 2010, when programmer Laszlo Hanyecz bought 2 pizzas for 10,000 BTC. At the exchange rate in May 2023, these pizzas would be worth over $250 million. However, the true potential of Bitcoin as an anonymous means of payment was quickly appreciated by representatives of the shadow economy. Hackers, drug dealers, especially on the infamous Silk Road marketplace, and other marginalized groups began to actively use cryptocurrency, which largely contributed to its early popularization. The creation of Bitcoin was not just a technological breakthrough. It was the embodiment of the idea of a financial system, not controlled by states and banks. In his post on the P2P Foundation forum on February 11, 2009, Satoshi wrote, "The root problem with conventional currency is all the trust that's required to make it work. Central banks must be trusted not to debase the currency, but the history of fiat currencies is full of breaches of that trust." Bitcoin offered an alternative, a system based not on trust in a central authority, but on mathematics and cryptography. It was not just a new currency, but a new paradigm of financial relations, which in subsequent years would change the world of finance and technology. Who is Satoshi Nakamoto? This question has haunted crypto enthusiasts, journalists, and intelligence agencies around the world for over a decade. Despite numerous investigations and theories, the identity of Bitcoin's creator remains one of the most intriguing mysteries of the 21st century. Satoshi Nakamoto is the pseudonym used by the creator of Bitcoin. The name sounds Japanese, but linguistic analysis of his emails and posts suggests that Satoshi was likely not Japanese. His English corresponds to the level of a native speaker, and the time of his activity on the network coincides with daytime in the UK and the US East Coast. Adam Back, a cryptographer and creator of the Hashcash system, which formed the basis of the Bitcoin mining mechanism, noted, "Judging by the style of writing code and comments, Satoshi was probably a middle-aged academic cryptographer from an English-speaking country." This assumption is supported by many cryptography experts. Interestingly, Satoshi never disclosed any personal information about himself. In his profile on the P2P Foundation, he indicated his age as 37 and Japan as his place of residence, but this information has never been confirmed. Moreover, many believe that it was deliberate misinformation. Over the years since the creation of Bitcoin, many theories about Satoshi's identity have been put forward. One of the most likely candidates is Nick Szabo, an American computer scientist and cryptographer. Szabo is known for his work on the concept of smart contracts and the creation of the BitGold digital currency prototype in 1998. Many experts note the similarity between Szabo's ideas and the concept of Bitcoin. Linguistic analysis conducted by researchers from Aston University revealed a significant similarity between the writing styles of Szabo and Satoshi. However, Szabo himself has repeatedly denied that he is Satoshi Nakamoto, stating, "I am not Satoshi, although I am flattered that someone thinks I am." Another prominent candidate for the role of Satoshi is Hal Finney, one of the first Bitcoin developers and the recipient of the first Bitcoin transaction from Satoshi. Finney was an experienced cryptographer and an active member of the cypherpunk movement. Interestingly, Finney lived in Temple City, California, the same city where a real person named Dorian Satoshi Nakamoto resided, who was also suspected of creating Bitcoin for a time. This coincidence spawned a lot of speculation in the crypto community. However, Finney denied being Satoshi until his death in 2014. One of the most scandalous attempts to reveal Satoshi's identity is associated with Australian entrepreneur Craig Wright. In 2016, Wright publicly claimed that he was Satoshi Nakamoto and provided allegedly cryptographic evidence of this. He demonstrated a signature made with a private key associated with the first Bitcoin transactions. Gavin Andresen, a leading Bitcoin developer, initially supported Wright's claim after a personal meeting where Wright signed a message with the key from the Genesis block. However, this evidence was quickly refuted by the cryptographic community, which found that the signature was copied from an earlier transaction in the blockchain. Andresen later admitted that he might have been deceived, stating, "I regret agreeing to be part of his reveal," without insisting on stronger evidence. John McAfee, an eccentric entrepreneur and creator of antivirus software, claimed in 2019 that he knew who Satoshi was and even threatened to reveal his identity. However, he later retracted his words, calling them a ruse. There is also a theory that Satoshi Nakamoto is not one person, but a group of developers. This version is based on the enormous amount of work done in creating Bitcoin and the variety of skills required for its implementation. However, the consistent writing style in all of Satoshi's messages casts doubt on this theory. Interestingly, Satoshi himself never sought fame or recognition. His last known contacts with the community date back to April 2011, when he exchanged messages with several key Bitcoin developers. In these messages, Satoshi expressed confidence in the development team and hinted at his departure from the project. After that, Satoshi no longer appeared in the public space, leaving the development of Bitcoin in the hands of the community. The mystery of Satoshi's identity is complicated by the fact that about 1.1 million Bitcoins, presumably belonging to him, have never been moved. At the exchange rate in May 2023, this fortune is estimated at over $25 billion. The non-use of such a huge fortune only enhances the aura of mystery surrounding the creator of Bitcoin. Some experts believe that Satoshi's anonymity was necessary for the success of Bitcoin. Andreas Antonopoulos, a renowned Bitcoin expert, notes, Satoshi's anonymity is a gift to Bitcoin. It allows Bitcoin to exist as a purely technological concept without being tied to a person or group. Despite all attempts to reveal Satoshi's identity, he remains a ghost in the world of cryptocurrencies. His disappearance has spawned numerous conspiracy theories, ranging from assumptions about his death to ideas that he is an NSA agent or even artificial intelligence. The unknown identity of Satoshi has become part of the Bitcoin mythology. It emphasizes the decentralized nature of cryptocurrency and serves as a reminder that ideas can be more powerful than personalities. Regardless of who hides behind the pseudonym Satoshi Nakamoto, his impact on the world of finance, technology, and even politics is difficult to overestimate. Bitcoin became a catalyst for a revolution in the financial sector, giving rise to an entire industry of cryptocurrencies and blockchain technologies. One of the key aspects of Satoshi's legacy is the concept of decentralization. Bitcoin demonstrated that it is possible to create a financial system that functions without a central governing body. This inspired developers around the world to create decentralized applications in various fields, from finance to social media. Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, the second largest cryptocurrency after Bitcoin by market capitalization, noted, Bitcoin was the first truly decentralized system, and it opened the door for everything we are doing now. Ethereum, created under the influence of Satoshi's ideas, expanded the concept of blockchain by adding the ability to execute smart contracts. Bitcoin's impact on the traditional financial system is also significant. The largest banks and financial institutions, initially skeptical of cryptocurrencies, are now actively exploring and implementing blockchain technologies. Jamie Dimon, CEO of JP Morgan Chase, who called Bitcoin a fraud in 2017, changed his mind by 2019, and his bank began developing its own digital currency. Bitcoin has also had a significant impact on economic policy. Some countries, such as El Salvador, have recognized Bitcoin as legal tender. Others, such as China, have imposed strict restrictions on the use of cryptocurrencies. This demonstrates how Satoshi's ideas are influencing global economic policy. Interestingly, Bitcoin has become not only a financial instrument, but also a cultural phenomenon. The terms HODL, from the misspelled hold, and to the moon, have become part of the lexicon of crypto enthusiasts. The Bitcoin symbol, BTC, has become recognizable worldwide, and the phrase Bitcoin millionaire has entered common usage. However, Satoshi's legacy is not limited to positive aspects. The anonymity of Bitcoin transactions has attracted the attention of criminals using cryptocurrency for illegal activities. The most famous example is the online marketplace for illegal goods, Silk Road, which used Bitcoin as its primary currency. Ross Ulbricht, the creator of Silk Road, was arrested in 2013 and sentenced to life in prison. Interestingly, some researchers have suggested a link between Ulbricht and Satoshi based on the analysis of Bitcoin transactions, but this theory has not been confirmed. Another controversial aspect of Satoshi's legacy is the environmental footprint of Bitcoin. The mining process required for the network to function requires a huge amount of electricity. According to some estimates, as of May 2023, the annual electricity consumption of the Bitcoin network is comparable to the electricity consumption of an entire country, such as Sweden. Elon Musk, a renowned technology entrepreneur and once an active supporter of Bitcoin, announced in 2021 that Tesla was suspending the acceptance of Bitcoin as payment due to environmental concerns. This statement caused serious fluctuations in the cryptocurrency market and raised the question of Bitcoin's long-term sustainability. Despite these problems, Satoshi's ideas continue to inspire developers and entrepreneurs around the world. Blockchain technology has found applications in various fields, from supply chain management to copyright protection. One of the most intriguing aspects of Satoshi's legacy is the influence of his anonymity on the culture of the crypto community. The absence of a centralized leader or face of Bitcoin emphasizes the decentralized nature of the project and creates a unique atmosphere in the community. Nick Carter, a partner at Castle Island Ventures and a renowned crypto analyst, notes, Satoshi's anonymity is not a bug, but a feature. It allows Bitcoin to be truly neutral and resistant to external pressure. Interestingly, some other crypto projects have attempted to replicate the model of an anonymous creator. For example, the creator of the Monero cryptocurrency, known by the pseudonym Nicholas van Saberhagen, also remains unknown. However, none of these projects has achieved the same level of mystification and intrigue as the story of Satoshi Nakamoto. The lack of reliable information about Satoshi Nakamoto's identity has spawned many theories, ranging from plausible to the most fantastic. Let's consider some of the most interesting and discussed ones. One of the most popular theories links Satoshi to the U.S. National Security Agency, NSA. According to this theory, Bitcoin was created as part of a secret project to develop a digital currency. Supporters of this version point to the high level of cryptographic knowledge required to create Bitcoin, and the fact that the NSA did conduct research in the field of digital currencies in the 1990s. Nolan Bowrell, former director of research at CoinDesk, comments on this theory. While the idea that the NSA created Bitcoin sounds like the plot of a spy thriller, it ignores the fundamental principles of openness and decentralization that underpin Bitcoin. Another highly speculative theory suggests that Satoshi Nakamoto is artificial intelligence. Proponents of this version point to the complexity of the Bitcoin code and Satoshi's unusual activity schedule. However, this theory does not withstand any criticism. First, the concept of artificial intelligence in modern society is often used incorrectly and is far from its true meaning. At the time of Bitcoin's creation, and even now, humanity has not yet created artificial intelligence capable of such a level of creative and strategic thinking. Moreover, the Bitcoin code, although innovative, reflects the human approach to problem solving and contains features characteristic of a human programmer. This theory is a prime example of how a misunderstanding of technology can generate fantastic but untenable hypotheses. There is also a theory that Satoshi Nakamoto is a group of companies: Samsung, Toshiba, Nakamichi, and Motorola. According to this version, the first letters of the names of these companies form the name Satoshi Nakamoto. Although this theory looks creative, it has no serious evidence to support it. One of the most exotic theories claims that Satoshi is a time traveler from the future who came to save the world economy. This theory, although it sounds fantastic, shows how mythologized the figure of Satoshi has become in the crypto community. Interestingly, some theories link Satoshi to well-known figures from the world of technology. For example, there is a version that the creator of Bitcoin is Elon Musk. Musk himself denied these rumors, stating in 2017, "Not true. A friend sent me part of BTC a few years ago, but I don't know where they are." Another theory links Satoshi to the Japanese government. According to this version, Bitcoin was created as part of an economic strategy to combat deflation. However, this theory does not explain why the creator of Bitcoin used English at the level of a native speaker. Some researchers suggest that Satoshi may have been associated with organized crime. They point to Bitcoin's potential for money laundering and financing illegal activities. However, this theory contradicts the idealistic views expressed by Satoshi in his messages and in the design of Bitcoin. There is also a theory that Satoshi Nakamoto is a pseudonym for Paul LaRue, creator of the encryption software E4M and TrueCrypt. LaRue, a well-known programmer and criminal mastermind, was arrested in 2012 for organizing a criminal syndicate. Supporters of this theory point to similarities in programming style and temporal coincidences in the activity of Satoshi and LaRue. Despite the abundance of theories, the true identity of Satoshi Nakamoto remains unknown. Each new theory generates new questions and discussions in the crypto community. Cryptographer Bruce Schneier comments on the situation as follows: "The mystery of Satoshi's identity is a kind of Rorschach test for the crypto community. Everyone sees in it what they want to see." Satoshi Nakamoto's last known public contacts date back to 2011, adding even more intrigue to his story. Let's consider the chronology of his last known messages and actions. In April 2011, Satoshi Nakamoto communicated via email with Bitcoin developer Mike Hearn using the address Satoshi-n@gmx.com. According to Hearn, in one of these emails, Satoshi wrote, "I've moved on to other things. Bitcoin is in good hands with Gavin and everyone." This message is often interpreted as Satoshi's farewell to the project, although the exact date and full context of this correspondence are difficult to confirm with absolute certainty. On April 26, 2011, Satoshi sent an email to Gavin Andresen, the lead Bitcoin developer at the time. In this email, Satoshi expressed concern that Gavin mentioned him in his presentation at a cybersecurity conference at the CIA. Satoshi wrote, "I would prefer you not talk about me as a mysterious, shadowy figure. The press will just turn that into a pirate currency angle. Maybe instead, you could say something like, Bitcoin was designed by a group of open-source developers, and you don't know who started the project." Satoshi's last known activity on the Bitcoin Talk forum dates back to December 12, 2010. After that, his account remained inactive. Interestingly, despite the lack of public activity, some Bitcoin addresses, presumably belonging to Satoshi, continued to show minor activity. In May 2020, 50 Bitcoins mined in the first month of the network's existence were moved. This caused a flurry of speculation in the crypto community, although there is no evidence that these Bitcoins belong to Satoshi. Jeff Garzik, one of the key Bitcoin developers, comments on Satoshi's disappearance as follows: "It was like your mentor suddenly disappeared. We were all a bit lost, but at the same time it forced the community to come together and take responsibility for the project." Some experts suggest that Satoshi may have continued to participate in Bitcoin development anonymously. Adam Back, CEO of Blockstream, notes, "It is quite possible that Satoshi is still watching the development of Bitcoin and even participating in discussions under other pseudonyms. We just can't know that." Satoshi's disappearance has spawned much speculation about his motives. Some believe that he left, fearing persecution by the authorities. Others believe that he achieved his goal of creating a decentralized currency and decided to step aside so that Bitcoin could develop independently without the influence of its creator. Nick Szabo, a cryptographer and one of the alleged candidates for the role of Satoshi, comments, "Satoshi's disappearance is perhaps the most brilliant move in the history of cryptocurrencies. It ensured Bitcoin's true decentralization." Despite the disappearance of its creator, Bitcoin continues to develop and evolve. The community of developers and users has taken on the responsibility for the further development of the protocol. One of the key technological innovations was the introduction of SegWit, segregated witness, in 2017. This technology made it possible to increase the bandwidth of the Bitcoin network and paved the way for the implementation of second-layer solutions, such as the Lightning Network. The Lightning Network, proposed by Joseph Poon and Thaddeus Draya in 2015, has become an important step in solving Bitcoin's scalability problem. This technology allows for instant microtransactions outside the main blockchain, significantly increasing network bandwidth. Peter Todd, a well-known Bitcoin developer, notes, "The Lightning Network is something Satoshi could only dream of. It embodies his vision of Bitcoin as a system for daily micropayments." Another important technological achievement was the introduction of Taproot in November 2021. This technology improved the privacy and efficiency of transactions on the Bitcoin network, as well as expanded the possibilities for creating smart contracts. Adam Back, CEO of Blockstream and creator of the proof-of-work algorithm used in Bitcoin, comments, "Taproot is the most significant update to the Bitcoin protocol in recent years. It demonstrates that Bitcoin can evolve and adapt to new challenges." Interestingly, despite all these changes, the basic principles that Satoshi incorporated into Bitcoin's design remain unchanged. The 21 million coin issuance limit, the proof-of-work consensus algorithm, and the principle of decentralization are still fundamental characteristics of Bitcoin. Bitcoin's impact on the global economy is difficult to overestimate. Over the years of its existence, it has gone from a little-known experiment to a recognized financial instrument. In 2021, El Salvador became the first country to recognize Bitcoin as legal tender. The country's president, Nayib Bukele, said, "Bitcoin has a market capitalization of $680 billion. If 1% of that is invested in El Salvador, it will increase our GDP by 25%. Central banks in many countries countries have begun to develop their own digital currencies, CBDCs, in response to the growing popularity of Bitcoin. Christine Lagarde, president of the European Central Bank, noted, "We should be prepared to issue a digital euro if and when developments so require." Bitcoin has also had a significant impact on the investment landscape. Many institutional investors have begun to view it as an alternative asset for portfolio diversification. Michael Saylor, CEO of MicroStrategy, which has invested billions of dollars in Bitcoin, said, "Bitcoin is digital gold. It's harder, stronger, faster, and smarter than any money that's come before it." Bitcoin has become not just a financial instrument, but also a cultural phenomenon. It has spawned an entire subculture with its own language, memes, and philosophy. The term whale is used to describe large Bitcoin holders who can influence the market with their actions. Fudi, fear, uncertainty, doubt, refers to negative information disseminated to manipulate the price. And Dior, do your own research, reminds us of the importance of independent analysis before making investment decisions. Bitcoin has also inspired the creation of many works of art. For example, the sculpture The Founders of Bitcoin by Alessandro Dunci, installed in Budapest, depicts an anonymous figure with a face reflecting Bitcoin. Bitcoin has also left its mark on the world of cinema. The film Bitcoin: The End of Money as We Know It, 2018, explores the history and potential future of cryptocurrency. And in the popular TV series Silicon Valley, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies play an important role in the plot. Despite the absence of its creator, Bitcoin continues to develop and adapt to new challenges. The community of developers and users has taken on the role of custodians of Satoshi's legacy. Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ethereum, notes, "Satoshi's absence is both a blessing and a curse for Bitcoin. On the one hand, it ensures true decentralization. On the other hand, it makes it difficult to make important decisions about the future of the protocol." The future of Bitcoin remains a subject of heated debate. Some see it as the future global currency, others as digital gold to preserve value. Jack Dorsey, former CEO of Twitter and founder of Square, said, "Bitcoin will be the single currency of the internet." Tim Draper, a venture capitalist, went even further in his predictions. "In 5 years, you're going to try to buy coffee with fiat currency, and the barista is going to laugh at you because they're going to feel like some kind of weirdo from the past." Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are going to be so ubiquitous that nobody is going to think twice about using them for transactions. However, Bitcoin also faces serious challenges. Issues of scalability, energy consumption, and regulation remain relevant. Nouriel Roubini, an economist known for his criticism of cryptocurrencies, claims Bitcoin is the mother of all bubbles and the biggest Ponzi scheme in human history. Despite these challenges, many believe that Bitcoin will continue to develop and adapt. Andreas Antonopoulos, a renowned Bitcoin evangelist, says, "Bitcoin is not just a technology or a currency. It's a movement, an idea, and ideas can't be stopped." The story of Satoshi Nakamoto and Bitcoin is not just a story about the creation of a new technology. It is a story about how an idea can change the world, even if its creator remains in the shadows. Satoshi showed that in the digital age, anonymity can be a strength, not a weakness. He created a system that functions without a central authority, trusting mathematics and cryptography instead of institutions and personalities. Bitcoin has become not just a currency, but a philosophy, a movement, a challenge to the existing financial system. It has spawned an entire industry and changed the idea of what money is in the digital age. The mystery of Satoshi Nakamoto's identity will probably never be fully solved, but perhaps this is his main legacy, a reminder that ideas can be stronger than personalities, and anonymity can be a powerful tool for changing the world. As Satoshi himself wrote in one of his posts on the Bitcoin Talk forum on June 17, 2010, "I'm sure that in 20 years, there will either be very large transaction volume or no volume." Today, more than 10 years after these words, we see that his prediction about large volume is coming true. But the main question remains open. Who is this person or group of people who launched this financial revolution? Perhaps we will never know the answer to this question, but maybe it doesn't matter. As Gavin Andresen, one of the first Bitcoin developers, said, "It doesn't really matter who Satoshi is. What matters is what he created." And while the world continues to speculate about Satoshi's identity, his creation, Bitcoin continues its journey, changing the financial landscape and challenging traditional notions of money and value. Perhaps this is the most important legacy of the mysterious creator of Bitcoin, an idea that continues to live and develop, regardless of its creator. And now, dear viewers, we want to hear your opinion. Who do you think Satoshi Nakamoto might be? A lone genius or a group of developers? Or maybe it's someone we haven't even thought of. Share your guesses in the comments below. Who knows? Maybe your version will be the closest to the truth. If this video made you think about the future of finance and technology, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel. Who knows? Maybe you will be the next anonymous genius whose ideas will change the world. Keep following our channel, because in the world of technology, every day can bring a new revolution. See you again in the world of mysteries and innovations.